So, case 4 is today. And hopefully we can actually get through case 4. And I will say this, just starting off, and I will reiterate it later in, case 4 is one of the few cases that I have to do chapters again, not because of failed runs and failed S pluses, more in the sense that one case I have to do separate for an S plus, because if I go for everything else in the chapter, it makes me get an S. So if that actually does happen and I have to show two different versions of the same case, then yeah, that's just how it goes. And this will not be the first time it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen a lot. So with that out of the way, here's the completion to file 4, and hopefully you guys have been enjoying this part. But if you haven't, keep waiting. Hopefully this gets interesting for you guys. So yeah, file 4 is one of the few chapters where, or one of the few files that completing everything in the game and actually getting an S plus contradict each other. So it's better to know like what attempt to do your S pluses for, and then once you go back for the normal ones, just have fun with getting the S plus in the chapter. Right now, as you can see, we're in two brand new things. We're in the armor that we got in the previous file, which, if you remember how Max wore it, it's exactly how it is on the character model. And we're also on the medic set red. It's a really good color, but the colors I usually use for Neuron in general is not until later in the game. I think from when I'm recording this voiceover to where I am at in completion is not until like 3 files from now. So basically that's how much you get away from one of my favorite colors to show up. But other than that, we're just using these two colors. I'm using the armor because other than grabbing in the previous file, thematically wise, if you guys remember what file 4 was all about, it makes more sense that I want to protect myself from the giant beast in Arc Mall. But going back to what I was saying about the contradiction, is that one is all about like grabbing the S plus ranks, which is the majority of this file, and another one is just to literally grab it. I have to do it was the investigation, if you guys remember, where I kept getting the question, or I got all the questions wrong, most of them at least. And for an S plus on that one, you need to get only 4 words like down. And technically you can do it on your first attempt, technically. But more likely than not, you're gonna talk to other people on the way, and you're just gonna get more words and get away from the achievement for just the facts. As you see here, like me after like upgrading and selling a bunch of my shit, one of the red cases in Neuron is that we had to fight Alan, who was trying to impress Lappy. Basically, the whole point of this challenge is that we have to fight Alan without any Legion help. So keep your finger off the right trigger, just have fun with the left trigger. If you want to just end this red case in its entirety, if you just don't want to do it and get through the case as fast as you can, prog it up and Alan will immediately end the fight. So yeah, if you just don't want to do this and save it for later, and you have to get the completion and you just want better equipment, just prog up your Legion on the first few frames and then you'll be done. It's pretty cool after that. It's pretty funny. Another thing about this whole recording for the completion is this took me 6 tries? Yeah, it took me 6 attempts. And usually it's mostly because to items I'm missing, and if anything, a couple files I missed. This is one of the other chapters where I missed a red case. Not because mostly because I misremembered it, but I knew where the location was, so it wasn't in the sense of not remembering where the location was. I just misremembered when it shows up, and it's kind of dumb once you figure it out. I actually had to talk with my brother for that case to remind me about it. Also, one of the few times where in the middle of recordings, I have the guide on my side, like on the side on my phone, to see if I'm missing anything on the rooftop. And it's kind of funny that I had to look it up again. The second red case in this chapter is just a shooting game that you could do with Joey, and it's pretty cool. For this one, you just have to shoot all the targets and you'll be fine. Just beat the high score and you'll just beat the case. For completion, I think you have to get, or for S+, you have to get over like 2,000 points or something like that. And basically, to do this file, you're stuck in the Air Legion shoot mode, which is not bad, but if you want to get like more aiming, like a better aim on your thing and not miss like I'm doing, you can click on the right stick to do focus, and focus actually slows down everything and you can get a better shot and better aim on your thing, which is what I'm doing right here for these 4. The normal blue targets is like your normal 100 points, and the lappy ones are worth 1,000, but they disappear faster. If you get them all in like a rhythm and keep them all in a streak, you can get a lot of points that way. Also, I was wrong. It's 5,000 points for S+. It's just those two red cases, and we are off to Harmony Square. And if anything, the only reason why I would say that losing just the facts for the investigation one is with one of the blue cases is because someone gives you more keywords and it makes it harder for you to get just the facts. But one of the few things in this area is that most of these blue cases and red cases can be skipped, as you saw in the original recording. You can just do like a couple of them. You'll be completely fine. Also, one other thing about this entire Harmony Square section is that I think this is like my second to last recording. And I say that because I missed a chest in this area, which is very dumb. And the chest I missed is next to the cafe. And I've gotten it on a previous attempt, or I missed it on my first attempt and got it on my latest attempt. It is very dumb, and if anything, I didn't show it in this voiceover. So if anything, I might just be gaslighting you guys. But if anything, it's just next to the gas station there, where you can just grab it on your way to the haunted dumpster. And I blatantly walked over that because I keep thinking it's in a different area. So I took one of the few chests I missed in the original Harmony Square part of this file. Another thing about completion wise is that you guys saw it in the original recording is that one of the blue cases is that you have to not, or one of the red cases, you have to not get hit and just bind someone up immediately. in one of my previous attempts, I actually mistimed my Legion call for a sync. Yeah, like one of my Legions for a perfect call, and got a B. It's dumb how the thing is. Also, one of the funniest things about this game and the completion is one of the multiple like achievements or bonuses you can get in red cases when you're fighting is to get simultaneous killing or simultaneous kills. Basically, if you defeat a bunch of enemies at the same time, you can get that. And it's just as simple as a Legion or like the sword slash from the Sword Legion to something as stupid as like doing your 360 with the Axe Legion. Something that can defeat a bunch of enemies at the same time will give you that bonus, and it's pretty cool if you can let it rock. But right now we're just trying to get more of the completion. If you guys remember, this is where we got one of the caps for our character model. And it's pretty cool that if you grab it in a different setting, you just get a normal item.
Hello, fellow officer. I am with the Harmony Square Precinct, and my name is... Oh, it doesn't matter. There's no time for such formalities. I am tailing a man who I assure you is engaged in heinous anti-union activity even as we speak. I followed him here, but I seem to have lost sight of him. You will? Oh, what luck. Together, we'll find him in no time. The man I am following is wearing an orange jacket and a black hat. I'm sure of it. I'll continue looking over there, if you'll be so kind as to search this area for a man with that description.
So, this is the reason why you will lose the just the facts thing if you're going for every completion.
What are you looking at? Talk about adding insult to injury. All I'm doing is waiting for a friend. Got that? Alright, fine. You got me. Not like I can run anymore anyway.
Your number is up. Come along quietly, or else I shall...
Yeah, I know. I told your friend here already, you got me, alright? You know what, though? I'm glad you guys caught me. Lucky, even. The way things are heading, I'm a dead man out on my own. They don't take too kindly to failure.
They? Who are they? Who pulls your strings? Talk!
I've said too much already. So you gonna take me to jail or what?
Yes, but...
Look, you seem like a decent cop. Quit while you're ahead. Trust me. No way. I'm not saying one more word. For all I know, they're already on their way. You guys should watch your backs too.
Well, that's one more ne'er-do-well off the streets. I could not have done it without you. You have my utmost gratitude. But now I can't stop wondering about this ominous they. What? Yes? I see. I understand. It would appear that the car taking our suspect back to the station has been attacked. Destroyed, rather. Utterly, from the sound of it. Could this be... they? It is settled, then. I must unravel this mystery. I fear I now go down a path you cannot follow, my friend. Go, with my thanks. Perhaps one day I can return the favor. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a they to expose.
Yeah, so that entire blue case is the reason why you will miss the just the facts part of the investigation, because you get those three extra those three extra things. And if anything, it's kind of funny that it happens, but you have to remind yourself like, oh shit, those are gonna give me extra things. So you can do it on your first attempt, and then after that just skip that to get just the facts and you'll be fine. And if anything, I do like that little side story with Officer Carlos.
We've worked out the general area where the bomb's most likely to be.
One other thing is that during this you get a little bomb. Yes, a blue case for stopping a bomb. If anything, I did this on one of my first attempts when I first played this game. And if anything, if you're thinking like this thing will come back, I am mostly sure that it doesn't come back. So, yeah. This blue case is pretty interesting though, and if anything, it's kind of mean.
There, you found it. Is that really what bombs look like? It looks like a kid made it. Anyway, we need you to defuse the bomb. I'm handing you over to our explosives expert. Ted?
First off, relax. If it goes boom, I'm the guy you want to talk to. Now, let's see what we're working with. Yeah, I'd say that's more than enough to bring down the nearest 3, maybe 4 buildings. And what's this? An antenna? Let me check something. Take a look around with your iris, would you?
Iris startup.
Aha! I knew it!
Iris shut down.
Oh, clever, clever. I haven't seen a bomb this tricky in a while. This should be interesting. Those signals getting beamed into the bomb itself, they work like a password to defuse it. Disrupt those signals in the correct order, the timer stops, and you save the day. But get the order wrong, and, well, kaboom. We're running low on time. I guess we better get started. Now listen closely. I'll tell you the order to cut off the signals. It's up to you and the Legion to do the cutting. Deep breath. It's go time.
This is one of the few blue cases that if you do correctly, you get more like prestige for your rank. But if you just don't want to do this, you could just immediately cut the wrong wire and just move on with your day. But yeah, you just have to cut the red wire, the green wire, and if anything, this case is kind of annoying because on your first attempt, you'll probably like go near the bomb and try to cut the blue wire, and you'll end up cutting both the white and the blue wire. And when I first played this game and he did that, I was trying to figure out like what did I do wrong? The blue wire is going there. And if you saw where I was like originally before the game moved me, you saw a bigger gap between the blue and the white wire. That's the gap. But if you're trying to cut them on the same plane, they're on the exact same line, which makes it harder for you to cut only the blue wire. Usually if you want to do this case and not screw up, you just have to figure out how close you can get to the wire without disrupting anything, and then you'll be fine. One other thing about what I'm doing right now is there are some things called archives where you have to take pictures of each of the areas in the game. This one is Harmony Square East. And it's pretty good. Basically, the whole point of those archives is you get location data on each of the locations in the game. And the reason why I haven't gotten most of them or some of them is because you can get them during your cases. And I will say this, there's another one in this game. There's another one in this this recording for Ark Mall. I missed one, but I got one. And there's a couple more coming up that I also forgot. It's mostly in the ways that if you remember to take a picture of the area you're currently in, the wall or something else, you're gonna get the archive. If not, you could just look at it and think, oh yeah, I was here, I just didn't take a picture. it's like a little progression thing of taking each picture for every area you've been in, and if anything, there's even one for the highway. Not like the motorcycle part, the highway where we started after the motorcycle entrance. So it's pretty good to know. Those archives are, as I said, are just there for flavor text, or just there to talk about each of the areas and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. But if you're not going for like full completion of the your logs and your subject matters, don't worry about it. Going up onto the stairs, you go back to getting more information about Jenna. And if anything, there's a couple more quests we can do here, and one cut for a case, because I do want to show both, not the easy way and the hard way, but basically if you do it correctly and incorrectly, you're gonna see what happens. Also, one other thing while we're trying to collect the like information on Jenna and getting more keywords for our progression meter, is that if you start chapter 3, because right now we're in chapter 2, once we go into the portal to follow Jenna, that starts chapter 3. Or you can start chapter 4 is when we come back from the portal to talk to Jenna. But coming up right now is actually another cut from me, because when I first played this chapter, there should have been a person here. Which is the SA robot. I don't think I put it into the recording here, but the SA robot's supposed to be there, and it's kind of cool. But that you saved him back in Fallout 2, he's trying to go around trying to find other people like him, and it's kind of funny that it comes here and he's saying that these people don't talk like him. I don't know, it's like a small little story that I didn't know because I didn't go and check on him. And if anything, I haven't found them in my recent recordings. But I don't know, I probably will go back and see if I'm missing him in other other files and stuff like that. One other thing is that for recording purposes, I've been trying to grab most of them on the same file, but it sucks I can't get other stories again. And for these collection points, some of them are on these little banners that you have to shoot off, and they're pretty technically hidden if you don't remember where you're going. This case here, where you have to beat these group of thugs, I usually like try to get my blue shield out and then immediately do a beast howl. But apparently, doing this one got me hit twice, and this is technically one of the more cleanest, one of the more cleaner attempts I've had in this case, because they're not one of the cleaner. One of the better like areas in this case, because it just made it easier for me to grab the S pluses. A different case for me was better because I stunned all of them, got them all in one spin cycle with the Axe Legion, ending it in like a couple seconds. But you can't show all your good attempts because recordings and completion or something. Oh yeah, going down these set of stairs here, there's a chest hidden behind the GOL truck. And it's kind of out of sight, so you have to go down there after this fight to figure it out. Also, I am full of empty cans, so I can't pick up any more. So my dumbass just went like that, I'm easily amused sometimes. But yeah, we're just trying to find more blue cases to do, more red cases as well. This red case here with the fan, I said doing it normally you get a an S plus, but if you do it incorrectly, yeah, this is like basically the ideal quote unquote run where you do a perfect call, like a parry in a way, to knock him up and then chain bind him, or dodge and chain bind him. If you don't, and you get hit on just one measly hit on you, you get a B rank, and that's how much of a difference it gives you from S plus to B. So if you're not good with the good old dodging mechanic, then you'll be fine. If you know how to parry in the game, you'll also be fine, but usually try to dodge out of the way twice and then auto bind them if you can get your perfect calls in. Also, if you're full of cans, you can just go here and just throw all your cans away. And yes, it does get annoying. If you have a max of 99, I think, so you will throw away 99 cans. And if you want to get like a perfect way of throwing the cans, there is a timing to it where you have to like press A in a certain interval, and you'll keep throwing cans in there and not stopping. This blue case here for the easily lost man, it's actually a perfect segue into one of the locations for the hermit's hideout. And it's kind of funny how close it is. You take this man and he wants to go to the burger shop, but he doesn't know where it is. You take him down to here, and if you want to end the blue case, you just have to go towards where the doors are. But nearby to this burger shop is well, the hermit hideout. And it's one of the few hermit hideouts that I actually found on my own when I first played this game. You know, when I first played this game. Go through this wall here, and there's an exit door. Enter that exit door to get to the hermit hideout. And it's pretty funny that it's here, with 2 more chests that you can grab as well, or a chest and a dropped item. Same thing as the one in file 2. They set up shop here, and you can just come here and sell your stuff that you've gotten so far and buy the hollow mask. In technically this second attempt, I couldn't grab it, but I know I got it in my third attempt. But yeah, no, that's just how it is and how it works. This is our second hermit hideout, and one of the achievements in this game is to find all of the hermit hideout, and you don't know about them until you first meet Kyle. So there's one in file 2, one in file 4. That's 2 so far. I'm not telling you how much they are because the game doesn't even tell you. But yeah, there's one in file 2, one in file 4. Now we're just trying to go around and find other stuff as well. One of the blue cases I'm missing is the cat lover, where we have to get her cat back. And if anything, I'm also trying to find the thing for the ghostly armor. And that's like one of the few I missed, because during this recording here, I remember that
I marked your next destination
the cat lover gives you the
you ever watch any of those old cop shows from the 20th century?
the survey note
They used to call this
of
walking the
the
beat.
survey note of just
Hilarious.
strange tentacles like the easily lost man gave us. So I was just trying to like go around figuring out where can I grab the ghostly armor, and then the occult one next to the camera gives you that one. But yeah, this lost cast here, it's just the same as it was when we first did it back in the VLP. Just either if you can't grab the can or you grab the can by accident, just throw your own can from your inventory and you'll be fine. But usually just kick the can towards the cat go near the cat, rescue the cat, and you'll be fine. But this is not the cat for this file. This is just like a blue case. So the cat has technically not been rescued. It's not for us to keep at Maison Forest. So right now we're just trying to go back to where Jenna is, and if anything, I'm just trying to grab more of the notes. And howls have been a lot more fun to do as they are. Right now also is that trying to go back to where Jenna was when I first played this. I remember that, what was it? I remember that I took one side, and if you remember the LP, I almost got ran over by the police car. It was like very funny.
Come in. We have.
But if anything, if you go the opposite way of where I went, so like in the LP I went to the right and almost got ran over by the car. I ran to the left, and apparently it's fast enough that once the cars roll in, you don't get run over. Also, you have to see this beautiful instance though, over and over again.
You saw that too, didn't you? Hang on.
Now we're just trying to go to the astral plane, and you can just run into it. You don't have to worry about the voices. Going into here goes into chapter 3, where a good majority of the chests I missed were in chapter 3. And I will say this, once we get out of the portal and we do chapter 4, is a different recording, and you will see that it is a different recording.
Do you read me? Come on, I just told you not to do that.
But yeah, we're just trying to grab all the chests here now, and if anything, I know that I had to do one chain jump a while ago, or like a lot of effort for one chain jump, which goddamn, I still hate it. I love this game, but the chain jumping mechanic is one of the dumbest things this game has to offer to me. Also, pretty funny spin cycle. If you know the enemy's coming, time your spin cycle. Once it comes out, you'll hit them with like the late edge of your spin cycle, and then you'll just hit the Chimera with the Axe Legion and the bomb. Going up on this lift here, we can go up to where the corrupted vendor 3 is, and that has one chest as well. And as you saw, chain jumping has been a lot of fun because the physics the physics in this game is pretty decent. But if you bonk your head on the crystals here, you'll stop your momentum. So you have to time your jump, or just aim your jumps. Also, I missed the elevator. That is completely funny. But yeah, no, for me, I'm going back here because I read the guide and it said that there was a chest near the like the entrance you shoot open, and it's this one right here. It's a very easy chest to grab if you're looking around, but I never got it in any of my attempts, and this is like the one attempt where I got it. And I think I remember grabbing it when I first played this game, so it's kind of odd for me that, or kind of funny to me that I missed that chest of all things, because if anything, it is above, or it is under this chest next to the vendor 3. You could just drop down to it and you'll see it. But I usually get distracted with the red crystals here, or the red matter here, so it's probably the reason why I missed them. We missed the elevator again, so now we're just waiting for the elevator to come back down. And oh, excuse me. But one of the other things about this astral plane is that this little area here where you have to analyze the matter to make the elevator move again. I just do a lot of spin cycles with the Gladius, and then once they're near to extinction, I always do Stinger, and it's very funny. And having Super Armor Alpha also is a good benefit because I won't get knocked around during this part from the Chimera's attacks. So if you really want to get rid of the Chimeras here and not have them hit your Legion, just stay there with Super Armor Alpha, and they'll be more focused on you because they can't knock you back. But yeah, on this elevator, instead of like going onwards towards the progression of the chapter, we can ride it all the way up and chain jump off of it to this little area. And there is a dropped item here we could just pick up. One of the few where if you don't know where it is, you'll probably forget it. And from up here, we can chain jump to this little alcove down here, which gives us another chest, or another 2 chests. One normally, and one you need the Axe Legion to blow up. And if you come here during like your first attempts and you don't know what to do with it, that's like basically your first instance on like an Axe Legion wall, where you have to use the Axe Legion to blow it up. It's pretty cool. So that's 2 more chests down, and something I forgot in my original recordings as well. Coming to, I think coming up is one part I missed. No, not missed, but usually we'll most likely forget because not the circumstances, but how I usually play. But going onward from here, we avoid these death puddles and go where the astral matter is. If we fall down here, you can perfectly dodge the death puddle and grab a chest. It's kind of not out of the way, but kind of dumb that it's there. But if you know that it's there, you can just deal with it. You can either put like shields if you think you're gonna run into that death puddle, or just do what I did and just avoid them. Right now I'm trying to open up both of these gates. You chop them up with the Sword Legion, and you're just trying to hit each of these Astral Matters with your Arrow Legion. Progression onward, we have to avoid this death puddle here, and we're coming up near the point where I forgot one of the chests, because as stated before, I usually forget about this one when I usually play. Not this dropped item though. This dropped item we have to take our or wrap around this pillar to chain jump towards it, and you just have to get in a good position to not fall on the ground. Coming up to this area here, this is where we have to shoot the Astral Matter to progress. There's a chest down there, which you just have to wait for that thing to go down, and don't worry, you won't be crushed because the block above us will just stop before the, like, I think around your character height. Like around your character height, so you don't have to worry about getting crushed. The best part about this section here is that we have to dodge into the dodge or walk our way to the block here and time it to this one up here. And that's the only annoying part about this section. There's a chest on top of the elevator ride we made, and we can go up this slope towards another section. And this is where I'm actually reading my the guide I have more closely. Chain jump to this location here, and you'll see a chest off in the distance. Do a final chain jump, you'll be spotted by 2 enemies you can fight, and it's kind of funny to see them here. But basically, either grab the chest and then deal with these guys, or not. You can just grab the chest after beating both of them. Either way, it's pretty good gene code to grab. So yeah, I keep thinking I'm missing a dropped item, like a shootable one, but no, it actually is a dropped item. You grab the chest, and if anything, you go back to where you were before. And the final one is kind of obscure, or kind of like odd, but seeing it in action and me doing it again, it's kind of easy to understand why I would miss it. So like right now you're seeing I'm just trying to find it normally. How to get this chest while I'm just trying to find it in the video is that we have to go back up the slope and go towards the edge, but not chain jump. You do that and you'll see that there's a ledge you can just fall down to, like a set of stairs, quote unquote, and you have to go down them to get the dropped item. This is a shootable you can also miss that I usually grab before going up, so don't forget this one either, because if you're just going forward towards the goal, you will forget that dropped item. And if anything, once you shoot that that astral matter, you can't go back. So if anything, just see if you can do it correctly. I know I messed up doing the shot. Yeah, once you go by this thing here and you figure out where the item is, well, tough luck, because you can't go back. And I tried to go back during a previous recording. It might be this recording where I remembered, or I tried to go back to see where it is, and you can't go back because the wall, it makes another wall that you can't go back to. Yeah, this is the recording where I figured out that I missed it. These walls are here that you can't go back to. So just keep on trucking along. You know, there's a voiceover. I probably will just do more editing, quote unquote, to show you where I missed it. But yeah, right now we're just trying to fight these good old harpy chimeras. I do not know what they're. I think they're like, yeah, based on like harpies in a way. But basically, if you want to like deal with these guys normally and not use like the Axe Legion, you can use the Air Legion, precision shoot them. You get points for like headshots with that, and your Beast Legion to stun them. He also has she also has a stick attack with your gun, which is really good. Also, we get this instance here. This is one of the other enemies that you can take a picture of, and I love this enemy, but god damn it, it's one of the few annoying enemies in this game. Because this one you have to shoot down and not like do anything, because the one with the sword legion is easier to deal with because you'll be reminded about the line, and if anything, you can go between the line, between the enemy and the line, cut it, and you'll be able to grab that shield enemy. But the one in the sky, you have to shoot it down with your Arrow Legion, or have your Arrow Legion lock onto it to knock it down. And it's kind of annoying to deal with it because the enemies will still go after you, and it's not fun, especially when they're at the ALOs, which home in on you and shoot sonic booms at you. So kind of an annoying enemy to deal with. Also, like, to get an S+ in this one, it's just variety. Most of the times for, I think I've said this before in the previous recording, but most of the time for S+'s in the in Astral Chain is a combination of time, variety, sync attacks, legion skills, and your own like conditioning of doing a lot of like different things. Even using items gives you a bonus for it. So basically, if you're thinking like, what am I missing to get an S+, just think to yourself, am I doing enough sync attacks? Am I doing enough legion skills? Am I using enough items? Am I using my own skills to the advantage? So just figure those out.
Well, I lost.
With Jenna gone, you can actually, or with Jenna gone, with the enemies gone, we can actually like go around, collect the red matter that is around here as well. And it's kind of funny that the game lets you do that. Like they just let you go here, collect the red matter, and just increase your red matter clean rate. It's kind of dumb though. Once we go out of this portal here, it'll be cutting towards a different chapter, where if anything, we just go towards the completion, the S+ for the investigation. And it's kind of funny that you can do chapter 3 and the game will automatically give you the progress and the 4 notes you're missing, or the 4 notes you need and are required for the S plus. So if you don't want to do the damage or the bullshit of missing all the cases,
How on earth did Jenna do that?
you can just
I've never seen anyone open a gate
load
and
up
go
chapter
through like
3
that.
and then you'll be fine. But if anything, if you load up chapter 4, it technically does not count. It doesn't give you the completion, and it's kind of weird. I don't know if that's intentional or a bug, but if you load up chapter 4, it does not give you
Lots of people say
the
they saw a
ending.
suspicious person in Harmony Square today. What did their reports have in common? And if you ask me, that woman in white must have been Jenna Anderson. Did anyone tell you about any strange phenomenon and where they might have seen it happen? Yeah, Ark Mall. A lot of people mentioned Ark Mall to me too. So what was it that people saw around Ark Mall? Tentacles. Sounds too weird to be true, but that's what the witnesses said, all right. Okay, now it gets really weird. Did you hear anything about a ghost? Right. Several witnesses said they saw a ghostly suit of armor haunting the mall too. Sounds like nonsense, but that's about all we know for now. Our best bet for finding Jenna is to check out Ark Mall. Let me know when you're ready to go.
So yeah, just the facts, good listener and informant. To get the S plus, you need the just the facts bonus, and you'll get an S plus. Doing all the cases in this game or in this chapter, either chapter 2 or 4, or mostly chapter 2, will mitigate and make you lose the just the facts thing. So it's kind of funny, but it's a little caveat you have to remind yourself of. Anyway, going to Ark Mall, there's a couple things you can collect as well.
There's nobody here, but a lot of.
And this is one of the few times where, or this is one of the areas that have the buried item.
This is HQ. Roger
And I think
that,
the
Jen.
only baried item in this chapter,
Keep your
or in this
distance
case,
from anything you don't recognize.
in this file. God damn it, I'm good at
Dangerous.
this.
Focus on
So
finding
yeah,
Jenna.
one chest and one drop item in the
right,
near
let's
the
go.
entrance that are very forgettable. To yeah, one of the few that you can miss because well, they're in the front. This is where the buried item is, and you get a rare code for it. It's near the car
I
spinning.
think a terrorist hideout would be, you know, a little livelier.
But onwards towards the good old, beautiful thematics that is Ark Mall. And if anything, this is chapter 5, by the way. And chapter 5 is different from chapter 6, because chapter 6 has a cutscene to show. But chapter 5 here, we get everything on our first attempt, except for the photo order, which I had to re-record it. And a buried item. Yeah, no, I missed another. It's one of the few buried items. Alright. But yeah. Go to here, and this thing has like 3 cutscenes to skip.
I suppose you think you have me cornered, but let me.
It's dumb that this thing has 3 cutscenes to skip, and not one continuous. But basically, if you walk down to the main hub where you first meet Jenna, you'll see the slime for this chapter, and it is kind of funny that it's here. Also, as you can see, I am still really bad at fighting this damn slime. But basically, just try to go around, because I went back here for a couple more reasons, because there's a couple red matters you can collect too, and one of the few chests in this area as well is here. And you can like wrap around the back of the little staircase, and you'll figure out how to get the other chests and all that. And this is one of the few locations that I forgot to take a picture of, because this in itself is its own archivable thing. Also a shootable there that you'll probably forget as well if you're not looking around. And the cat coming up here is kind of a funny one. Is that if you see the ramp here, go next to it, and you'll find the cat under this debris. And we get our cat for File 4, Bran. So yeah, if you thought that you got the cat for File 4 in the blue case, no, this is the actual cat for this file. Also, now that we have a bunch of our legions, we can actually still have fun with the
What the hell is this?
the slimes. The tentacles have their own thing, and yes, there's one for the poison. If you don't want to be slowed down or troubled by the slimes in this file, or in general for like the game, just pick up either a legion ability, or legion ability with a sub of anti-slime, or if you have a normal one, just one thing of anti-slime is fun. It's fine, because the whole point of anti-slime is that you don't get stuck on the slime. You'll be able to move around. Also, I think if enemies shoot slime at you, you won't be trapped in it. So it's another thing to keep in your mind, that just because you have it doesn't mean that you can't get slime. Coming up near here, we'll be getting our introduction to the poison tentacles, and yes, these also have their own data logs. It's kind of funny, but it makes sense that the normal tentacle will have one and the poison will have their own. And if anything, we're nearing where I missed one of the, where I missed the photo order for this file, because I don't know how, but me moving my Air Legion moved it to the thing I needed to take a picture of, and not the enemy that was there. Because you think the lockdown would work sometimes. But going into this little alcove with all the slime, we change up here and go to our immediate right. We find one chest and the toilet for this file. And it's kind of funny that it's there, of all places. Go to the toilet, and we get an old flyer for, well, I'm guessing for Ark Mall as our toilet paper for this file. It's kind of dumb. Also, we missed one of the few vendors in this area, the fancy vendor, which
Salutations, young lady.
is here.
My wares, should it please you. I trust you'll find something to your liking.
It's kind of funny though. I just went here to buy a couple of the drinkable items here. I'm just trying to grab the ones that give me the attack boost, because it boosts your attack, especially your legions, and they said that for a while. Now we get to these enemies, and I still haven't figured out if they have their own their own title data card, because every time I try to take a picture of them, even with them up, it does not show up. It's like one of the few enemies that doesn't have a thing to get their data on. It's kind of dumb, but it makes sense, because they're just there to trap you. Go through the door here, and this is the photo order for this. If instead of saving Avery, you just take a picture, you get the photo order for Get Me Down. And the reason why I did not get this one, also there's a chest to the back over there. The only reason why I didn't grab the photo order in this file, like on my first recording attempt, is because apparently my Air Legion wanted to hit the thing. I got into the slime and my camera aimed at the thing, so it just saved Avery and not gone for the other tentacle on the side. Because you think lock-on technology would be great. But yeah, just get Avery down. Put down Avery. That's bad. Get Avery down from her predicament, and you also get an item from her, and you also get one for Li Fang and Mitsuru, which is kind of funny that both of them give you one. Also, if anything, you can just other than like dash attacking it with your own foot, if you have a Legion go over it, I think it's either sword or axe is your best bet for that. You get it, you still instantly knock it out. It still goes down in one hit, so it's kind of a good thing to remind yourself about. Coming near here is actually the second buried item that I missed. Like this, yeah, like the second item I missed in this chapter. Also, if you try to get a picture of Mitsuru or Li Fang, it doesn't give you the photo order. It has to be Avery, which is dumb, but sure, it makes sense. You save these two and you talk to them, you get also more items. I also keep forgetting about the traps tentacles because yes, I'm still good at this game. Oh yeah, the only reason why I keep bringing up my camera is this thing here, where I'm trying to take a picture of the food court, and that's another of the files for our archives, and it's kind of cool. Going to this area around here should be near the second buried item, where I missed on my first attempt, not because I didn't read the guide, I was reading it, but by the time I figured it out where it was, I completely went by it and couldn't go back because I was already at chapter 6. So yeah, go to this chest here, pick it up, and it is near this chest. So it's kind of funny. And you can see I'm trying to, yeah, as you can see, you can just like hit it with your Beast Legion. It's kind of funny that you could do that. Also, like, if you want to know how close you are, that tracker's a good thing. And if you don't want to be hearing it all the time or be misinformed about where it is, you could just dig up the old dig sites, as I like to call them, and it makes it easier for you to figure out where the drop or the buried item is. As you can see, I'm also trying to figure out where the other chests are in this area as well. And you think during that pause I would have read that the buried item is here and not on the later part. We're in chapter 6. But apparently that's just how my mind works. Also, yes, there's a chest behind the vendor. Kind of sneaky. But yeah, going onward towards helping the Neuron officers find Jenna. And I got trapped in another damn tentacle. And while we're going on here, one of the few parts in this, we're going near to one of the, not few parts, but one of the dumber parts of the thing. Is that recording this, I remember that when I first played this, me and my brother just kept singing the Ark Mall like battle theme because it's just so good. It's kind of dumb though. Also, that happened as well. I did not expect myself to chain bind someone, which was kind of funny. Also, the Air Legion, in my opinion, I just don't like how it would fight, because it should be for long range, but you have to get it into burst range for it to do damage. But yeah, that's just me. But yeah, cool little combo there. Chest on our right as well. Before we go up towards chapter 6. Once you go up the middle towards where Jin is fighting the what do you call it? the armed nemesis, it starts chapter 6, and you'll see something up pretty soon, actually. Go through here, and you'll see the bullet poison cloud. You can go through there with the Axe Legion for an item because you can't shoot the poison generator. Go downstairs instead of upstairs. You'll find a dropped item behind the breakable wall. And this here, you can't get there until you have the Arm Legion, and you technically can get it on your first attempt. It's not like it's cut off, but if you open this up, we get a chest. But pay attention to it because it's kind of dumb. But yeah, open that up and you get a chest that has a set of goggles, and I don't mind the goggles. But yeah, no, keep going. To go back to where we were, you'll see like the whole poison cloud. If you put up your Axe Legion, you'll just go through it. Yeah, if you do your like special skill with the Axe Legion, you just can go through it. Because I think of like my many attempts of this, you can't shoot it technically, but by the time you figure out where you can get a good shot on it with the Arrow Legion, it's just much easier to go in there with the Axe Legion, deal with the gas generator, and yeah, that's simple. And now you can just get out scot-free and not deal with the poison. Now we could just go up and have fun with the arm nemesis, because once you get to here, the cutscene plays. Also, I was looking at something. So now we get to go fight the Berserk Arm Legion, or the Arm Nemesis, and if anything, it's funny that I got an S+ on this fight, but like I got my ass handed to me and still got awarded an S+, and I'm just here like, what the fuck? Basically how I did this fight normally is that I try to go near him, which being CQC with a man with big ass arms is a perfect idea in my head. And then I just wanted to go for double Sentai, but I just went against it and went for a hit rush on the Arm Nemesis. That combined with just me shooting it with my blaster made it easier. Went to the Axe Legion to plug on my blue shield and tried to do the attack with it. Putting bombs here also will help because when the Arm Legion moves around, it will give it. If you want to deal with the Gravity Storm here and not get bombarded by its attack, either keep the blue shield or ride your Beast Legion, and since the Beast Legion auto dodges anything that comes with it, you can just move it away. Also, the Arm Nemesis usually doesn't get stunned from Howl if it has Jin in control of it, but once it doesn't have Jin, it does get stunned like any normal enemy does, and that's when you can do the damage you want. But that doesn't mean I'm still safe from its 360. How to get like an S+ in this rank, or in this case, is as simple as just don't get hit too much. Diversify your arsenal as well, and if anything, use your Legion skills to your best ability, because the ones for the Arrow and Arm Legion, the Arrow and Arm Legion are pretty good. If you have any of them with hit rush, it also makes it easier to go through phases, because the Arrow Legion its hit rush being far away, it will make it easier for you to just keep sniping at it. And if you have the shield up, will also make it pretty easy to just clock in damage before you can just are resorted to CQC with an arm. Beating this quest beating this chapter wasn't that bad, but I had 22 limiter left, so I almost ran out of limiter. Simple S rank, but god damn was it kind of hard to figure out how to get there. Get to Jin here, we get to another cutscene, we could just skip that one. And we get to one of the required blue cases in this, is just to rescue Alicia from the heavy rubble. I also don't think that you can skip that blue case when you're playing it normally, because I think Alicia or Jin will call you out if you don't help Alicia. But go to here, we get another chest in the food court area. Kind of dumb, but kind of funny that it's there, that you'll just forget about it.
Thanks for getting me out of there. Don't.
A couple more red matter here as well to collect, and if anything, going to our left will give us another chest, but if you take your newly acquired Arm Legion and go back downstairs, and if you remember where the goggles were, that's where my one missing red case for this chapter is. And it is really, really dumb. You open up the grate, you'll get the chest, but if you open this up in chapter 5, the gate is not there. The gate's only activated and flagged to open once you get the Arm Legion, which kind of makes sense in hindsight, but like, if you know something's there with the Arm Legion and you open it up, it's kind of dumb that you have to go back there again, but that's just me. This is one of the other cases where I had to do it again on a second recording to grab an S+, because when I first did this, I had an S. So I went back on the same, just tried to do a bunch of combined stuff of skills, Legion, Legion skills, sync attacks and stuff like that, and always trying to Zangetsu. And if anything, this case is not that bad. Also, I've gotten the pictures for these guys on when I first figured out that I missed this one. But the whole point of these enemies is that they are ice elementals. So if you're trying to fight these people but you don't want to get frozen, prog up a blue shield or a howl to stop the enemies in their tracks. So yeah, one more howl into an Axe Legion spin cycle, or not. Well, yeah, an Axe Legion spin cycle with a hit rush, or a fucking stinger launcher. That's good too. And will give us our completion for this red case and get us our well-beloved S+. Really good. Kind of dumb though that happened, where I got an S on my first attempt and did the exact same thing. Yeah, that's just me though. But yeah, moving onward toward our progression, we just have to go back upstairs. And if you missed the chest for, I think, the poison generator, you can still grab it again. But if you missed the drop item downstairs, it's gone. That's only a chapter 5 thing. But go back upstairs and go across the slime, and you'll get a shootable. And there's a chest on our left that we also missed to grab, and I failed to show. But there is a chest on our left that you can grab as well. It's just that, what do you call it? I got it on the return back on a different recording, but forgot to grab it in this recording because, yes, my memory is as dumb as bricks. The Arm Legion here, going on to it, is that it has the most sync attacks for a wearable action, and if you do a stinger input with while the Arm Legion is carrying you, you'll be able to do the rocket punch, and if you press the your Legion button, you'll be able to get the multi-missiles that the boss does. And for the longest time, I never figured out that you can do that. So when I first did it in like the recordings for this game, it makes it fun. So yeah, that's just how it works and all that. Going onwards to where the case, one of the other red cases is that before going into like this hallway, I always switch to the Axe Legion and prog up my my blue shield before starting the cutscene. Because once this cutscene plays and this Chimera knocks down the good old signs of Ark Mall, he'll start attacking you. If you're not quick on the draw with Beast Howl, you'll miss your opportunity to get an S plus on this. This red case, you need to get unscathed for an S plus to be guaranteed. So if you're having trouble with this and you want a better way of getting unscathed without the help of blue shield and howl, if you chuck a grenade at it, it automatically like the force makes it go to a separate location and it's in a block stun or hit stun, and you'll be able to like get another spin cycle from there if you're thinking it's a little too hard. If not, grab a stun grenade. They also work with chimeras, and they also do the stun mechanics. So if you have a couple stun grenades just sitting in your inventory, use them to your advantage and you'll be fine. And if you remember back in the LP where I didn't press A and walk through this entire area, this is what this area is supposed to do. You're supposed to fight a bunch of tentacles. But if you just do this part, or if you just like keep the result screen up, you'll just avoid fighting all these slimes, which is very funny when I first figured it out. But if you actually want the gene code to level up your legions, don't skip this part. But if you're just here for trying to beat the chapter as fast as you can, just do that. It will save you a lot of time, though you can't run. Going into here is our second red case where the tentacles and the chimeras are all fighting each other. And this is one of the other few red cases where not unscathed is beneficial, but if you have unscathed here, it will greatly help you out. But basically, this is one of the other few cases where if you get simultaneous knockout, or simultaneous killing, will give you a tremendous boost in your score. So yeah, try to do that as well to your repertoire, doing your legion skills and your sneak attacks. Anytime you get hit and you have a chimera with a press with a whole day, just save it. Don't press it immediately and use it when you have very low health or when you're running out of health. Howl is really good as well to keep the chimeras at bay, and if you don't want to do any fighting at all, if you stun the chimeras and they're near a tentacle, the tentacle will most likely than not grab them and instantly like knock it out of the fight. So if you really don't want to fight like any of the chimeras and just take out the tentacles, though it will take a while, just navigate the chimeras towards the tentacles, and the tentacles will just eat them up. And once all the chimeras are gone, you can just take out the tentacles because they're a lot easier to fight than the chimeras. But onward towards the end of chapter 6, there's just a chest near the elevators, a very easy one to grab. And we'll just go up towards the homunculus fight. And the homunculus fight, I am very surprised I did it fast. Like, spoiler alert, it only took me a minute. Like a minute and a half to beat this homunculus, and God, was that funny, but I was very surprised. But yeah, basically, it doesn't matter what you do with Jenna. You could just deal damage to her. But once her whole speech and spiel is done, the homunculus will show up. So you can just run around, do nothing, save your HP for later. But just there's like no reason to fight Jenna. I just like doing it because it's funny. once you skip the cutscene here and go to the homunculus fight, this is where all the fun starts.
Neuron officers on the first floor.
To get an S plus in this, it's a combination of doing your sync attacks, skills, and doing this speedy enough. I've done this chapter a lot of times, and this fight a while, to figure out that, like, usually you try to beat this guy as fast as you can. If you can beat this guy as fast as you can, once the homunculus starts raining down the signs, immediately go for the big signs, because those do tremendous damage on the homunculus, and skips a phase of it to do tremendous damage with the thing. Also, when the homunculus goes down, if you're in the perfect area where you're between its shoulder blade, if you have your arm legion do a round bullet, it churns its arms into butter, and it's really good. Setting up a power charge here also will benefit you greatly with speeding up the process of this fight. And just doing a couple more spin cycles, a couple more crash bombs to speed up the process. And completely finished this boss fight before any of the signs went down, which really surprised me. Good old sync attacks and hit rushes really helped me out. The only legion I didn't use in this fight was my sword legion, because, well, technically I did use my sword legion, but if anything, it's just usually for auto binding and not for round swords.
Just zip it. A
But yeah,
chopper is on its way to the mall.
if you can do it like I did with like in a minute, you'll be fine. But if anything, this is like one of the harder missions to S plus, because of you have to do variety within the timing and do a lot of damage to it. So 146 is what I got it in. Taking it easy. But yeah, if you can't do that, just focus on variety and score. But if you can beat them in the time, you'll greatly reap the rewards on that. And with that, File 4 is completely done with all the red cases on S plus and blue cases done. Completely done and completely over. Next time when we come back to Astral Chain, we're gonna be doing File 5, which is Subway. And Subway, I'll say this right now, only took me one attempt. I had to do completion for a second one though. Thank you all for joining me today. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying this series so far. And hope you all have a wonderful day.